So the match card for June the 28th, it breaks down like this. Also, I need to make it specific right now that since we're not at the end of this season of TCW on Eastlink, this is your official spoiler alert. If you don't want the incoming episodes to be spoiled for you, stop listening. Or just forward ahead, maybe, 10, 15 minutes. Because some of the results from those shows are going to be spoiled in what we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's go. So we're going to start right at the top. We got a title match. The title match, which I have to assume is the main event.
You would think.
The main event, though, may be Sabin in his match, which we'll also talk about.
Yeah.
But in my mind, this is the main event because in my mind, I'm kind of old school. The title is always the focus, as far as I'm concerned. Your new Twin City Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Wesley Pipes.
Yes, sir.
Wesley Pipes will be defending the TCW Heavyweight Championship in a rematch against the former champion, Dazzling Dick Durning. Now, Pipes and Durning went to battle at the last TCW show of 2013, at which time Pipes was able to go over on Durning and win the belt.
No. It's Dirk.
Yes. Sorry, Dazzling Dirk Durling or whatever the hell.
Durning.
He got called.
Dirk Durning.
No, Durning's his actual last name. I think he said Dirk. Dirk Daring.
Dirk Daring.
Dirk Daring. That was what it was called.
The
Dazzling
third episode
Dirk
of,
Daring.
Third episode of TCW.
The third, yeah. Go watch the third episode of TCW on Eastlink on demand. And look, I can't make fun because you know what? I botched his name too.
Yeah, I know.
But I had never heard of the guy before. I'd never heard of really any of these guys before, and I was announcing, and I was just like, crap.
Thrown into it.
I kind of got thrown into it, which we've told the story many times. So I was just like, oh crap. So I botched it, but I only botched it a little bit. That was botched in like 3 different places. In the same announcement.
Yes.
So, in any case, but yeah, so go watch episode 3. Well, I mean, watch all of them, but go watch episode 3 of TCW On Demand on Eastlink Television, and you'll hear exactly what we're talking about. So these two battled again, like I said, last TCW show of 2013 over the title. They're meeting again here on the 28th to decide once and for all who is the TCW Heavyweight Champion. I, unfortunately, was not at that show.
I was.
You was. Because you was doing the things with the stuff.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask you to kind of dig back into your. Were you there or were you not there?
No. Yes. No. Yes. No.
No, you weren't. That was the one where neither of us was there.
Yeah.
Never mind. But what I did hear from someone who was there. Again, I had my plant in the crowd, right? I had my guy. Who was just like, you need to give me play-by-play because I'm not at this show, but I need my play-by-play. Said it was an excellent match. Said the two of them worked extremely well together, and that it was a really competitive match. Went 20, 25 minutes or something like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing this rematch and for these guys to determine exactly who the champion is because, you know, Durning defended that title for months. And against all comers, against big guys, small guys, didn't matter. Durning defended it against them all, but then ran into Pipes, and Pipes had enough to get over him and win the title. So I'm extremely, extremely invested in seeing who walks out of here with the belt.
Pipes.
You got Pipes. You got Pipes holding on to it.
Yep.
I'll go the other way. I'll go with old Dirk Daring here. I'll go Dick Durning to get that title back. I can see it happening once maybe is a fluke. I want to see if Pipes can. I know Pipes can back it up in the ring, but I want to see that this wasn't a fluke. But I'm going to go with Dick Durning, and we'll see. It's not very frequently that we have beef when we predict a match. So let's see what happens. We'll see who goes over.
Okay.
We go to the Chris Sabin match. This is probably, from a wrestling standpoint, I think this is probably the match that I'm looking forward to the most. Just because of who Twin City Wrestling, got to be crazy, who they're putting him in the ring with our good friend, former podcast guest, Sexton Phoenix.
Oh,
I get
my
fucking
God.
goosebumps when I think about this match, because arguably Phoenix in the ring is one of the top guys. Well, I mean, not arguably, he is one of the top guys in the company.
Yeah.
He's top two. I'm not sure what the pecking order is, but I mean, like, Durning's up there, and Saint is up there, and Phoenix is up there.
Yeah.
And it's just like those three are just like, from an in-ring perspective, it's just like, oh man. Which is great, because in this company, there's no such thing as a bad worker. There isn't a bad worker anywhere in the company. So that on that level, it's awesome. But that's probably my personal, anyways, top three is those three guys. So I can't wait to see Sabin and Phoenix go one-on-one, because
it's going to be epic.
It is going to be friggin' amazing, because you look at this, just like in looking at this match, you got Chris Sabin. The guy was a former Grand Slam champion in TNA. He's one of only, I think, 6 or 7 people who've ever won the TNA Grand Slam. By the TNA Grand Slam, we mean World Championship, a secondary championship, and a tag team championship. So he won the tag titles, Motor City Machine Guns, obviously 8-time X Division champion, and he's been the world champion as well. And then you look at Sexton Phoenix, who is one half of the current TCW Tag Team Champions. And this is where that spoiler alert comes in again. Because the last show of TCW of 2013, the tag titles were also dropped.
They were.
By R&R Express, R&R losing the tag titles for the first time in TCW history to the reuniting SPX, the Saint Phoenix Express, Narcissus Saint and Sexton Phoenix. And I was so happy to hear that they had come back together as a tag team, because they'd done great work as a tag team in the past, and I was very happy to hear them come together. But now, instead of defending those titles, because of the situation with R&R, which we can talk about a little bit, Sexton Phoenix is stepping up to Chris Sabin and saying, you know what, this is my territory, so I'm going to punch you in the mouth and prove it. And that's why I'm so excited about this match, because like Phoenix has brought it every single match, and Chris Sabin, one of the top independent talents in the world right now. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Like we're marking out here. There's no way around it. We're marking out here. But like, this is going to be such a fucking great show. We can't say it enough. What do you think? Sabin or Phoenix?
Oh my god!
You gonna go with our boy, or are you gonna go with one of the top indie talents in the world?
Oh my god!
I know it hurts.
Oh
it
god,
hurts, brother. It hurts.
It does. I can't.
You know what? I'm not.
Don't make me choose.
Exactly. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Yeah. You know what? It's tough. It's tough for me too, because like we're both such huge Phoenix fans. The dude is so good. Like, he's just so good in the ring. And but we're also both huge Sabin fans, and you will see how big a Sabin fan I am when you see me at the show, and that's all I'm going to say, but you'll figure it out. But Sabin Phoenix, it's a coin flip, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is, and I'll just stop there.
Yeah. You know what?
Because I can't answer that.
No, it's super hard to answer, but you know what? I'm going to throw it out there.
Don't.
I'm going to do it.
Don't.
I'm going to do it. Phoenix. I'm going to go with my boy. I'm going to stick with my boy. He brought me to the dance. I'm going to stick with him. I'm going with Phoenix.
Okay.
Nick is undecided.
I'm undecided.
But this is going to be probably one of the greatest matches we've ever seen. Certainly live. But Durning and Pipes is not the only title match on this card.
No.
We have the newly crowned TCW television champion, Julius Fantana, Mr. 450 from Little Havana, Cuba. I know what you want to do. Let's not do it. We'll do it some other time.
Okay.
But I know what you want to do.
Yes.
Because it's what we were screaming at the television when we were watching it. Exactly.
Just off the mic.
We'll just do it off mic. Exactly. Julius Fantana, Mr. 450, the TCW television champion, returning from injury because he was injured, had an accident at a show, injured his hip. Could have been a lot worse than it was. So he's back earlier than he thought he was going to be, which is great.
Excellent. Wonderful.
Exactly.
Really good to hear.
For sure. Because, really, because he's a great guy. He's just in talking with him, he's a great guy. And he's a fan favorite. People love him. He's going to be defending that TCW Television Championship versus the returning one half of Gyration Nation, Chip Chambers.
Really?
Chiseled Chip Chambers, if you will.
Chiseled Chip Chambers.
He was the skinny one.
Yeah.
In Gyration Nation.
He was the one who got the thumbtacks in the
Yes,
back.
exactly. He was the one that took the thumbtack bump. Ouch.
Ouch.
At the exhibition show. Just proof that, the guy's, there's nowhere that the guy's not willing to go. I like Chambers. I think in ring, Chambers is great.
He is.
This makes for an interesting matchup too, because these are a pair of smaller guys who can both fly. They're both fast. I'm really this is going to be as close as. This is probably the closest thing that TCW can get to having a lucha match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna have these lucha spots. You're gonna have some high flying stuff. I can't wait to see this. I think it's gonna be great. Obviously, we haven't seen Chip Chambers in TCW for months.
No,
it's been quite some time. He was a former challenger for the world title. He challenged Durning at one point for the world title. Obviously, came up a little bit short there, but he comes back to TCW, steps right immediately into another title shot. I actually think, now that I think about it, every match, I believe, or if not every, close to every match that Chip Chambers has had in TCW has been a title match. Because think about the Gyration Nation matches. All of them were tag title matches.
Oh, yes.
He had the match with Durning for the world title. Mm-hmm. He might have had one other match with somebody else, maybe to win the number one contendership. But I think pretty much every match he's had in the company has been for a title, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So he's stepping right back in there to another title shot. Chip Chambers, Julius Fantana, Television Championship. How do you think it's going to go? Who's walking out with that belt?
Timmy.
Timmy is his cute pet nickname for Julius Fantana from Little Havana, Cuba. Nick.
Oops.
Yes.
I'm breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, breaking the fourth wall, waving at the camera. So Nick's going with Julius Fantana to retain the title. I actually think that's probably where I'll go as well, but I think this is going to be an excellent match. Again, high-flying lucha spots. Can't wait to see this match. I do think, though, Julius Fantana is going to be leaving with the belt as well. That's where we'll leave it. You're a jerk. That's where we'll leave it off.
That's where we'll leave it.
Timmy, no!
Get out, Timmy!
Exactly. All right. We're going to take just a little bit of a break in previewing the show. We're going to take a quick peek at our chat stream and see if there's any activity going on in there. And the answer is no. All right. So we're going to get right back into it.
Okay.
Twitch.tv/No Holds Barred Productions for future reference.
You
in terms
can
of
be on the chat.
Exactly. You can be on the chat. We can talk to you.
Read your chats.
We will pay closer attention to you than we will to whatever topics we're supposed to be talking about.
It's true.
Also, I want to take a quick moment here to mention patreon.com/No Holds Barred Productions. Please, Jesus, somebody give us money. I am looking into sponsorship possibilities with local businesses in town here. So anybody who happens to be listening who runs a local business, please get in touch with us. One of the many ways you can do that.
We can clean up our voices.
We can try.
We can try. Yes.
I can't say we'll try, but we'll try to try.
It will be more friendlier.
Yeah, a little nice. I like how you're basically buckling like a belt already. Like we haven't even started negotiations with anybody, and you're already conceding things.
It won't be like G rated.
That's true. We'll never be G rated.
No,
I don't think we'll ever be G rated.
There will still be a couple fucks. There will still be a couple shits.
Actually,
but we will cut it. It will be like Trailer Park Boys.
Right.
They will get a fuck limit.
Yeah, fair enough. But for a show to be considered PG-13, we're only allowed one fuck. Anything over one fuck, we can't be PG-13 anymore.
I thought the Trailer Park Boys got a fuck limit though.
They do, but I don't think they're a PG-13 show. I think they're like I don't think an R-rated show, but they might be an 18A.
Okay, then we might be an 18.
We might be an 18A show.
Yeah.
In any case, patreon.com/noholdsbarred or get in touch with us, one of the million ways you can do that, for sponsorship opportunities. Now, let's get back into this. Another first for this TCW show is going to be its first ever women's match.
Yes.
And a lot of people turn up their nose at women's wrestling, everything like that.
They poo-poo it.
They kind of poo-poo it, which, you know what? If you watch WWE, it fucking makes sense. Because the girls who can wrestle aren't pushed, aside from AJ and Paige. The girls who can't wrestle aren't pushed, aside from those two. The ones who can't wrestle are the ones that get all the TV time, and they're put in the ring anyway. So, you know, it's so I don't blame. I mean, we've gone on record here multiple times as being like, you know what, Divas title matches, if they're not featuring like AJ or Paige or whatever, it's just like that's our piss break.
Yeah.
Because it's like what's the point? Like the girls who want to wrestle aren't usually the ones who are focused. Like I look at like the Bella Twins in WWE and I'm just like, I think you genuinely want to learn a craft. But they're not given as much wrestling time as they are given, like,
I can't remember the last time that I've seen the Bella Twins wrestle.
Brie storyline quit WWE. But, yeah, as far as Nikki goes, I have no idea. I haven't seen her in a long time. But in any case, TCW is going to do its best to change your opinion on women's wrestling. Not yours specifically, Nick, but a lot of people's. Because I know you, well, you know, I think you are still like, you know, women's wrestling can be good.
Yeah. Oh, I know it can.
Exactly. So Twin City Wrestling is going to field what I feel is one of the best independent women's matches that you can field in this country. And the reason that I say that is I advertised on one of these Facebook groups that I'm in called The Flock. And I advertised the TCW event. And someone who I really don't know all that well, just sort of a random on the group, who's from Montreal, looked at it and he was like, any wrestling show that puts Courtney Rush versus Leia Von Dutch on the card is worth seeing. So I was like, that is really cool because it was just a random guy who is a big wrestling fan, talks about it quite frequently, is already talking up this match, which is great. Leia Von Dutch, or LVD as I will call her in the future. LVD versus Courtney Rush, TCW's first ever women's match. If you don't know these girls' names, LVD, Leia Von Dutch is, I mean, she's a top-tier independent female talent, certainly in this country, if not in the world. She's wrestled for Shimmer before. She wrestled for Shine. She wrestled for Ring of Honor. I mean, you don't just get into Ring of Honor.
Oh, God, no.
Right? So if you get into Ring of Honor, your in-ring has to be top tier. So, I mean, she has worked in Ring of Honor before, so clearly her in-ring is top tier. Courtney Rush, her opponent, 3 years more experience than LVD is. LVD entered the business in 2011. Courtney Rush entered in 2008. So 3 more years experience. Arguably has had better trainers. She's trained by Scott D'Amore and Tyson Dukes, who was on a TCW show, the exhibition show. Was trained by Tyson Dukes. And, kind of interesting, Courtney Rush has feuded in, I believe it was in Shimmer, with Sarah Del Rey, who WWE fans are going to be familiar with now as the top trainer at WWE NXT for the women's division.
Really?
So this is a girl who's been directly responsible for training Paige, training Summer Rae, training Emma, like the divas who are kind of coming up now. She's one of the people who is directly responsible for training these people.
Wow.
So that is huge. The fact that she has had experience working with somebody like that, whose in-ring is so good that they're now a trainer for WWE's developmental. That's very cool. I'm excited for this match because like the only independent women's match that I've seen in the last 10 years was Erin Angel versus, I can't remember what the other girl's name was, at the horrible Grand Prix wrestling show that we went to. But the women's match, as we said when we left, was arguably the best match on the card.
It was.
I think it was the best match on the card. So, and you know what? This is a personal message to Cyril Richards. Let's try to get Erin Angel on a TCW show because she was extremely good. She lives in Britain, but she comes over and does tours over here relatively frequently. So let's try to get Erin Angel on a show. There you go. Aaron can send us a check for the promo. So Leah Von Dutch, Courtney Rush. Really looking forward to this match. Who you got?
Von Dutch.
You gonna take Leah? I say it's either Leah or Leia. I never know how to pronounce it. That's why I wanted to stick with LVD. Fuck it. LVD versus Rush. I think I'm gonna go with the more experience there. I actually think I'm gonna go with Rush.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've watched a couple of their matches,
right?
Like both of them, and I mean, just the style.
Yeah,
I prefer.
You prefer LVDs? Fair enough. Yeah. You know what? I think. Well, Jesus. Now you might be changing my mind, sir. No, I'm going to stick with Courtney.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with Courtney Rush. So there we go. We got beef on that one too. We're beefing on some of these matches. Actually, I don't think we've agreed on one yet, but
I don't think
because you refused.
I did, and I still refuse.
Yeah, fair enough. We were both on Fantana. That's right. We were both on Fantana to retain the television title. Anyways, Leah Von Dutch, Courtney Rush. I'm going with Rush. Nick's going with LVD. Now it's time to talk about what's happening with the other half of the TCW Tag Team Champions. Narcissus Saint, one of the top competitors in this part of the world. Narcissus Saint is going to be taking on our other featured headliner, the son of the bad guy, Cody Hall. As I said earlier in this when we were talking about Cody Hall, there were reports, or a report rather, that was just copied multiple times, that, Cody Hall's green and he's dangerous in the ring and blah, 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 blah. He is green. He's been in the business less than 2 years. So technically, by technical definition, he's probably going to be defined as green.
Oh, God, yeah.
But that being said, if that's what green is, then green is fine. He wrestles better than he should for only being in the business for 2 years. He's extremely talented in the ring. He's a big guy that can move. He's agile. I think he's going to be able to produce an extremely good match, especially with an opponent like Narcissus Saint, who's one of these guys, one of these Dolph Ziggler guys. Like, he can wrestle a broom and it's going to look great.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Saint is just phenomenal. So I can't wait to see this match. Narcissus Saint, Cody Hall. If only Cody Hall would show up with his dad. Man.
Oh, God.
If Scott fucking Hall walked out, I'd just be like, you know what? My life is over.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. It would be great. So Narcissus Saint, Cody Hall. Who are you going with? Bearing in mind that we think Cody Hall is undefeated. Is Narcissus Saint the one to break that streak?
Oh.
Yeah, it's tough. So if he is undefeated, again, he might not be, but I've never seen him lose and I've never heard of him losing. So if he is in fact undefeated, who you got?
Oh.
This is like picking somebody to beat Goldberg.
It is.
Or fucking Tatanka in the early 90s was undefeated for like 5 years. It's tough. Once again, do you go with our boy, Narcissus Saint, who's probably going to listen to this at some point?
Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
I love putting Nick on the spot, by the way.
Oh.
It's fantastic. He's going with Cody Hall. Nick is going to be slapped in the face by Narcissus Saint.
Sorry, dude. I love you, bro, but
exactly. It's tough. I might even have to go the same way. I think I've been extremely impressed with what I've seen from Cody Hall. Like, he's an extremely good worker, and I think Cody Hall ends up taking this one as well. So we're both going to get slapped by Saint. The only difference is you're going to have to do work afterwards.
I know.
I just get to sit in the crowd and recuperate. You know what? One of my bucket list things here with TCW is taking a drop kick from Narcissus Saint, because god damn, that guy does an awesome drop kick. Drop kick or the elbow, his top rope elbow, his one-winged angel. I'd love to just lay in the ring and just fucking take that. That'd be great. What are you laughing at, sir?
I would love to see that.
I think it would be great. I think we should do that for the channel. I think that'd be fucking awesome. There's an idea. There's an organic idea that just came out of nowhere. That might be a good idea. We'll see if we can get the boss to sign off on that one. He let Glenn Matthews get power bombed. He should let me get elbow dropped. Exactly.
As long as we have a no sue.
Yeah, exactly. As long as I sign the waiver.
Yeah, a waiver.
Also, some big news for people that are really into the history of maritime wrestling. Not just Nova Scotian wrestling, but maritime wrestling. We have a gentleman coming back to Nova Scotia, Halifax specifically, for the first time in 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, for the first time in 7 years, Cowboy Mike Hughes, either a former or he may even right now be the heavyweight champion in Legend City Wrestling in Newfoundland, or if not, he was at a time. Cowboy Mike Hughes is a veteran. He has been in the ring in the Maritimes for a long, long time, but hasn't been in Halifax in 7 years. Twin City Wrestling brings Cowboy Mike Hughes back to Halifax, taking on Chris Cook. Chris Cook, UCW alumni. We've seen him work, I think, a time or two in UCW, maybe once at least. He's got the look. He's a big guy. It's going to be a big challenge for Mike Hughes, but I think, you know what, making his Halifax return after 7 years gone, I think Cowboy Mike Hughes takes this one. I think it's going to be a walk-off hell of a performance against Chris Cook.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take Cowboy Mike Hughes.
I agree.
Booyah. We fist pump on that one. We're both on Cowboy Mike Hughes to take down Chris Cook. Just the last thing I'll mention, outside of the other people who are going to be on the card, you know, we're talking about your Remy Petits, and we're talking about at least one half of R&R. Again, we don't really know what's happened with the R&R Express. One member seems to have gone AWOL. So we're going to have at least one half of the R&R Express on this show. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Again, your Remy Petits, hopefully your Shahir Rasuls, and just these guys who are this really entertaining talent in TCW. Aside from that, we have the concept that maritime wrestling fans have been buzzing about since it was announced. That concept is the lava match.
And I still don't know what that is.
And neither do I. You know what? The boss won't tell me. I tried as hard as I could to get that out of the boss, and I couldn't do it. He gave me nothing. Not how many people are in it, not what the match is, not who's in it. He gave me nothing. The only thing he gave me is that the lava match will open the show.
Really?
That is the first match on the card.
It will open the show?
Open the show. That's all he would give me. Knowing that he was on the record, that's all he would give me, is that the lava match will open the show.
Wow.
So I don't know if it's like a battle royal or if it's like a reverse battle royal, which reverse battle royals are the shits, by the way. But I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's exciting.
It's like, even if it ends up sucking, it's still exciting because it's like, I don't know what this is. Yes, so that's going to open the show. The boss has assured us it's going to be entertaining as hell. So we're really, really super looking forward to the lava match concept. The first of its kind, has never happened before. Twin City Wrestling brings you that match. So there it is, folks. That's our card. Which, again,
Subject to change.
Of course, subject to change, as all wrestling shows are, with injuries or whatever.
Yeah.
Always subject to change, but with that roster of in-ring talent, I defy any company in this part of the world to put on a better card than that.
You can't.
And have the better undercard. Like I said, Remy Petit, Lincoln Steen, maybe. There's all the guys on the undercard and everything, too, who are just the best talent that you can have in this part of the world. And I defy any other company, especially the company who shall not be named, except that one time that I screwed up and named them. I especially defy that company to try and put on a better in-ring wrestling program than Twin City Wrestling can provide. I don't think you can do it. Maybe you'll prove me wrong at some point. I don't think you've done it yet, and I don't think you will.
God, no.
So there you go. Twin City Wrestling presents Evolution of Championship Wrestling a week from today. The doors open literally in 1 week and 90 minutes. 1 week and 90 minutes away from the doors opening on this show. Oh my God, I'm pumped. I can't wait. And
I can't wait. We'll be in there since like noon.
Yeah, we're gonna be in there nice and early, getting this shit set up and making it look pretty. We're gonna have some nice little exclusive content, some quick hit content stuff from inside the Halifax MPC. Pictures, quick little maybe video clips, whatever. We're going to have some exclusive content for you, so make sure you're watching our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel, our Twitters, everything No Holds Barred Productions on Saturday, June the 28th. And then if you're in the Halifax area, get your ass to the Forum, see this show, because this show is going to be off the fucking charts. This show is going to be great. Anything else?
I think we covered it
all.
all.
We pretty much covered it all. I think we've pretty much covered it all as well. Just a quick mention, too. I have had a lot of people asking me about the future of Twin City Wrestling in like Bridgewater, South Shore area, everything like that. I do have to tell you right now that as of right now, and this is as per the boss as well, no plans at this point to run a show down here. The next few shows have been announced. None of those are scheduled for this part of the province.
Well, it's a lot of traveling.
It is. It's a lot of traveling, especially when some of these guys are based in New Brunswick. It's a lot of travel for them. At the same time, the door is always open, and we have a crowd down around here that is very warm to the TCW product. We like it very, very much. So next time we can get down here, TCW, let's hope we do that. And we hope we do that sooner rather than later. Ladies and gentlemen, that is episode number 24 of the Last Fan Standing podcast. Full-blown preview of Twin City Wrestling presents Evolution of Championship Wrestling. Get on Facebook, find Twin City Wrestling. Get on Ticket Pro, find Evolution of Championship Wrestling. Tickets, $20, $25 at the door, $35 for ringside and meet and greet. Meet and greets from 4 to 6. Doors open at 7. Bell time is at 8. I think that's pretty much all we can say there. Headlined, Chris Sabin versus Sexton Phoenix, and Dick Durning challenging Wesley Pipes for the TCW Heavyweight Championship.
And get on our Facebook and get on our Twitter.
And get on our Patreon, please.
Absolutely, because on the 28th, like we said, we'll be having some sneak peek videos, pictures, whatnot, behind the scenes.
All kinds of stuff.
You don't want to miss it.
Watch Nick running around like a chicken with his head cut off to get stuff ready. Maybe we should hook your phone up to your chest like a fucking GoPro. and just
duct tape it there.
Exactly. And just fucking
Nick
video
Pro.
you. Nick Pro, exactly. And just videotape you for like, I don't know, just 2 minutes just running around getting stuff set up and everything. I think that'd be funny as hell. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it. Episode 24 of the Last Fan Standing Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin.
And I'm Nick.
And ladies and gentlemen, see you again next week for likely episode 35 of No Holds Barred.
Sounds right. Go for gold!